called Fantasyland, which is basically how I see a lot of people who live in darkness, because they have this expectation or this belief that they can live any way they want and still make it to heaven. And so this is more of an encouragement for those to wake up. We have become a generation of sleepers and dreamers. Eyes wide shut and numb to our senses, so unaware in despair we're weak in our defenses, like we have spiritual aids with no aid to defend us. Instead of being sheep to the shepherd who know his voice, we're praying with one foot in the grave, believing that we have no choice. A sense of reality is fantasy, fictitious facts full of fluff and theological fallacies, perverted paradigms and broken moral compasses, no direction in life and Jiminy Wicked for our conscience. Friends to the end, Judas. Traitors as accomplices. Nonsense. A world of Peter Pans in a never land, headed for a destination that will never ever end. Gnashing of teeth and ravenous beasts, legions of demons doing dastardly deeds, in eternal death with no hope of relief, not even a drop of water to go with this feast of sorrow and pain, lamenting regrets, quarrels with shame. This is not a story, and surely it's not a game. Yet we teach our kids to believe in the Tooth Fairy, Easter Bunny, and Santa. But take Christ out of Christmas and give thanks to a man, huh? Deception, creating Pinocchios, watching nose grow, speaking, believing lies, falling for ploys, just a stack of dead board, looking like boys, trying to be men, playing with toys. So I guess we're living in a fantasy land, blinded by diamonds, dying to ride in the flyest rides and biggest cribs to reside in. Fashions are passion, living a vision of riches and pearls, losing our souls because we're gaining the world. Storing up treasures and pleasures that measure higher than ever. Reaching the heavens but forgetting to invest in the spiritual. God's not impressed with the outward visual. He sees past our flesh and he sees all our mess. So it's best that we stop making excuses and confess. Just repent. Because with Christ in our life, we become supermen and women. Transformed, totally different. Filled with the all-powerful strength without limits, casting out demons, speaking boldly, not timid, healing and building the body, Christ's image. Sight in the midst of the blind, elevated vision. Ears that can hear over fear, able to listen, not comfortable in our skin because we're of a different dimension, not forgetting we're destined for heaven. We come from a people with the common seed, who walk on water, parted seas, raised the dead, made the blind to see, living holy in an evil world, righteously, healed the deaf man's ears, made the deaf man hear through perfect service. Men disappeared, stepped into eternity. Not trying to divide the Trinity or redefine divinity, walking and talking apostolic doctrine. So I say to this generation, wake up, examine what you're making. Because with Christ in your life, there's no longer to be a slave of anything that separates us from our Maker's love. So let's stop pretending and just wake up.
You mean I never could deserve them? Nah, there's nothing I can do to earn them. Nah, I simply must accept his love and let the grace he showed me be a witness to all others, to my sisters and my brothers, to the stranger on the corner, to my best friends and my enemy. I learned that loving others takes humility. He's leading me.